Hey guys, we're back. Shadowrun, Dragonfall, yeah. Anyway, so last time people fucking attacked us and we're all like, we killed them and shit. Anyway, yeah, people want us dead, so that's not anything we didn't know, I guess, but anyway, it just took a while, so I gotta upgrade everybody, and I gotta think about how I want to do this. Gain gear cyberdeck. Blitz gains a Fairlight Excalibur cyberdeck, replacing his old Virtuax deck. Or Blitz gains a Hydraulic Jack cyberware, increasing his move speed by 4 as a 0 AP action, duration 1 round. It doesn't tell us how long the cooldown is, though. If I'm using Blitz, I probably just want to deck. And yeah, I'll just do that. Okay. Glory's Adrenal Pump lasts 1 additional round for a total of 4 rounds. Glory can use her Adrenaline Pump on a downed ally to revive them at 25% HP. She has a cooldown with her regular Adrenaline Pump ability, cooldown 5. That could save my ass. So I'll take that. Conductivity. The area of Dietrich's Electrocore spells increased by 1 tile in all directions. Okay. Your electrical ability now costs 1 AP to cast. These are both. The smaller the area, the more tactical it is, so maybe I'll do that. And this was the one I had trouble figuring out, so. 1 movement when triggered. Okay, it's 1 plus movement passive, and when triggered, because she's on Tumbler, when triggered, user will dodge the first attack against them each round. And these are both good. 20 damage, 6 capacity, and armor piercing 2. That's really powerful, but I don't get a lot of opportunities to use the sniper rifle. I'm feeling like, because like the farther you are, you know, and I could, because like you have to be far away for it to get like really accurate, and a lot of the time it's just, this is just not happening. I mean, as much as I like it, but you know, I guess I could use it with this. But that's like 2 bonuses in 1, because it's like 1 plus movement, and then it's 3 fucking rounds and a cooldown of 4. I mean, that's really good. These are both really good. This is really fucking hard. Okay, that's really good. I'm not worrying about that now. This will make her more survivable. This is very seductive, but I'm not gonna... I feel like I won't have opportunities to use this if just precedence is anything, but you know. Alright. Alright. So I got a big bunch of things. I got take the encrypted PDA to Amzel, take the U-Bond to AG Chemi Europa. Raise 50,000 by Alice. And I got lots of karma, relatively speaking. I don't know much what to do with it. And I could, I guess, make myself better at hitting shit. Slot. Looking for orcs. Yeah, it's not doing much for me. Storm barrier. You know what? I might regret this. Yeah, I won't use that. Yeah, I'm satisfied for now. I have, like, no... Come on, there we go. Turned off edge scrolling because that was fucking annoying and I hate having the camera dash around. Try. Come on. Talk to Dante. Pet him. Yep. Alright. For new messages, you have 2 unread messages. Vid, RE, salvage DVD. Skleen flickers to life, and Malit's face appears from the shifting background and noise. It's cool to hear that this message was recorded on a portable device. Hoy, Nose Whistle, just wanted to tell you that I've met with limited success in working on that stack of DVDs. It's a thorny problem, but at least I'm making some headway. If you look on the table beside your DVD player, you will find another recovered disc. I wasn't able to salvage because apparently she knows exactly how everything is arranged in our fucking base, but whatever. You will find another recovered disc. I wasn't able to salvage all of the files on it, but I think that you might find what I did recover to be of interest. For my part, I'm going to continue working on the other DVDs. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't hold out much hope, though. They're all badly damaged and suffering from a disc rot besides. I'll be in touch. My best to you and your team. And she probably knows shit now, so she's probably getting targeted, but whatever. Are you still alive? Yana, to Nose Whistle. I guess that I should thank you. You got me out of that horrible job alive. I don't think I could have made it on my own. What happened on that run took everything else away from me, but at least I'm still breathing. The Lodge turned me into a killer, Nose Whistle. That gnaws at my guts every minute of every day, and I still can't sleep at night. Innocent people, normal people, died because of what I did, and you know why they made me do it? Because they could. Alright? I don't know, maybe this doesn't bother you. You're a Shadowrunner after all. You kill people all the time, just another day at the office, huh? Well, I'm not like you. I can't just kill people on the job and forget about it the next day. This is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Okay. I don't know how to live like this, but it's still better than not living at all. That's what I keep telling myself, and so I figured that I might as well tell it to you, too. Alright? Alright. Alright, we're making still not much. Just the Shadowland bid it is. Job's main. Cleanup job. Well, that's something. You submit the job as finished and wait your client's response. Hair fucks. No sense in mincing words. Your job performance was satisfactory at best. Your fee will be transferred immediately. Enjoy it while it lasts because you'll never work for us again. Fucks. Well, he's honest enough to still pay us. So a moment later, a second message pops into your inbox. Your payment details. Payment from client, $15,000. Deductions for crew salary, minus $4,000. Ammunition and resupply, minus $1,000. Automatic deduction for Alex Fund, minus $7,500. Manager sent to Nose Whistle's account, $2,500. Payment. So I'm still getting paid more than everyone else in the crew. Because assuming this is split evenly among them, they're only getting like $1,000 each. And I'm getting, so I'm nowhere Glory hates me. Or fucking Iger hates me. Not Glory. Yell pending an active job. Yeah, okay. Back to root. Alright. Shadowrun BS. Post pay data for sale. You can look there. Yep. The schoolhouse. Alright. Really attention grabbing headline, right? That's alright. Yeah, trolling. I bet that's really racist to say in Shadowrun. But anyway, we're trolling on the US board. That place was totally wiped out. Volker Stahl was in charge of that piece of dreck. Alright, yeah. I just got offered a job as a geek out. One of the Humanist lieutenants. Seems like Stahl is dead and the power struggle is already underway. You taking the job? Not my kind of work, but I gave the Johnson an address to one of your Trickstead drops. Alright. Cheers, mate. Alright. With the drummer who's doing something I don't care about. That's too much shit. Save the F state. Fight for a free Berlin. Alright, alright. Alright, yeah, no more things to post. That was fun because I can't do math. Yeah, okay. Iger, you got anything to say? Nose whistle. Let's run. Nice change of pace, a simple job with a straightforward objective. I'm not happy with the hit that our reputation took. You shouldn't be either. We need our clients and we can't afford to get blacklisted, but at least you did the right thing in the end. She's gonna say no. Yeah, oh, shit. Yeah, I do. You've earned that much. Alright, she doesn't think I'm gonna stab her in the back at least. She doesn't think I'm competent. I haven't always agreed with your decisions, Nose Whistle, but you've proven your competence. It's only fair for me to acknowledge it, alright? To your team. Then tell me what happened to your team. This again, why do you even care, Nose Whistle? Because it's pretty... Alright. It's pretty clear that if you had your way, you'd still be with them, and a good leader places a priority on knowing his team. Alright, I'll tell you. I suppose that you deserve to know. What happened to us was Hoffman. He was a rookie, the kid of some big money corporate exec. He looked good on paper, and he made it through KSK training. And so he was technically qualified to join a team, but he was way too green to fit in with ours. Still, he wanted to be a hero, and his family had enough clout to get him an assignment of his choosing. I don't know how many strings Hoffman's daddy had to pull to get him assigned to our team, but he pulled them. Hoffman became our 9th squad mate despite Metzger's objections. Anyway, flash forward a few weeks, we were closing in on one of the Russian mob's major trafficking operations. They'd been using a series of warehouses 50 miles from the border as a staging area for their convoys. Women and girls from Eastern Europe were being housed there. When the convoys came, they'd be crammed into cargo containers and hauled across the border into Germany. Okay. Go to any brothel along the border and have a look around. Chances are you'll find at least a few girls who spent some time in those warehouses, alright? Slovakians, Hungarians, Poles, you name it, the mob has been smuggling them over for decades. But we were in a position to derail their operation, and we weren't going to let our new addition slow us down. We hit them by surprise, and we hit them hard. Fisher and Braun managed to take down the Banshee that they had patrolling the site. Wolf had reconnaissance drones overhead, providing battle tack feeds to the rest of us, and we picked off their gunmen one by one. They had numbers on us, but they didn't know where to hit us. We had eyes in the sky, we had cover and concealment. Every time they thought they had a fix on us, we'd shift positions to hit them again. They might as well have been fighting ghosts. Then Hoffman broke cover and gave away our position, and after that, all hell broke loose. Wolf went down first. The sound of it will haunt me for the rest of my days. An explosion, a choked scream, and then this long, drawn-out gurgling sound. When he died, his drones went down with him, and there were too many hostiles to track without them. I'll spare you the gory details, nose whistle. Suffice it to say that my team was wiped out. Edgar's face clouds again. You could see the tears beginning to well in her eyes. I watched Metzger die. She wanted to fuck Metzger, I'm guessing. With visible effort, she clamps down on her emotions and calms herself. When she speaks again, her voice is flat. I took 3 rounds myself, had to drag myself back across the old Oder-Neisse line into Germany. I almost died. That's the story. My KSK career died within the rest of the team. Our mission was illegal after all, off the books. There was no going back for me, so I wound up here. She looks you in the eye. Her tone is impassive. Did that tell you everything you wanted to know, fearless leader? Are you satisfied now? Yes, thank you, Iker. So tell me, what's your takeaway from my tale of woe? I figure that you've got to have one. I'm not Huffman, Iker. Need to get over it. Youth. Shit. When Monica died, you blame me because I was new to the team. I feel like none of these are the wrong answer, but, you know, whatever. Monica. I mean, she'll be all like, if I hit number 1, she'll be all like, yeah, I know. And, I mean, number 3 is not very helpful at all. Number 2 is kind of a dick thing to say, but whatever. Get over it. He paused. Interesting and probably fair, at least in part. But you don't need to worry about my continued survival. I'll get along just fine in the Shadows or anywhere else. You might be thinking that I judged you too harshly in the beginning because of Hoffman. You'd be right on that count. I probably did. But everything else that I said after Monica died was justified, whether you want to believe it or not. Giving you command of this team was a hasty decision, made for the wrong reasons. I stand by that assessment. But between then and now, I've been watching you like a hawk and you've grown. No, you haven't. I mean, she like, lives in the... They kind of, like, established that you've been running about as long as Monica has, so I don't know what fucking fantasy world Iger lives in, where she can decide that you're green, but... You weren't right, the choice to leave before. I still believe that, but you are now. Alright. That's not good enough for me. I don't know what I want. I'm such an asshole, but... Yeah, thanks, Iger. I don't care what she thinks now. She was wrong then, so fuck her. Alright, and you're going to tell me all about... Nose whistle, good to see you. You too, Glory. things. With you, she paused for a moment, saying, you know what, I'm happy, actually. For the first time in a long time, I have to thank you for that. Have you ever... Any thoughts on about that last run? Doesn't much to say. She paused to say for a moment before continuing. You killed Thorvald despite his whining and begging and bargaining. You put him down like a rabid dog. It was a good choice, and it was the right one. You call it the Lodge. I've heard of a lot of lodges, shamanic lodges, nature lodges, hunting lodges. Can you be more specific? A secretive organization with a lot of pull, not big on telling the truth. Any of that sound familiar? And she pauses for a moment, considering nothing is coming to me. Sorry, Dietrich might be able to help. He's been in Berlin longer than any of us. And if this lodge does have shamanic connections, he'd be the most likely one to know. I'll ask him, thanks. No problems, anything else? Are you ready to tell me about the chrome you're sporting? Be patient, Noswhistle. The explanation for that is coming. I'm not sure if you're going to like it, though. You needed time, and I gave you time. Are you ready to talk about Feuerstelle yet? Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been looking forward to this, but yeah, it's time. Noswhistle, look, I'm about to tell you some things about myself that might change your opinion of me. It's entirely possible that you're going to hate me based on what's coming on next. I've accepted that. And if that's what happens, I silly believe that I deserve it. Alright, okay. So tell me, are you sure that you want to keep pushing forward with this? This is important for you, Glory. After everything we've been through, I think we both know that whatever you have to tell me, I'm ready to listen. Next Noswhistle. Thanks for being a friend. So I left off last time. I had moved from the streets of Tübingen to the warm, inviting confines of Feuerstelle. Mart and I were happy there for a little while, and Harrow embraced me as a long-lost daughter. I should probably take a moment to talk more about Harrow. He's going to be an important figure in this story. I don't know what his age was. He seemed old enough to be paternal, but young enough to hang with the kids on something like a peer level. Best guess, I'd say he was in his mid-20s. He was a handsome and well-built with a neatly trimmed beard and thick brown hair, and there was something else about him, something uncanny. Harrow had this charisma, this raw magnetic attraction that just made people latch on to him. I saw it over and over. All it took was a few words and a pat on the shoulder, and Harrow would have a new convert. The other kids at the farm... Yeah, she's calling it a farm. This is going to be a cult. And converts, yeah. The other kids at the farm followed him around like lost puppies, yeah. As much as I loved Marta, as much as I thought she loved me, we forgot all about one another when Harrow was around. All that we wanted was to be close to him, to be a part of his inner circle, and soon enough we were. For a girl of 17, it was all terribly exciting. Harrow had these rules of living... Yeah, this is getting really culty. That we would teach us. Rules about self-determination and the importance of disobedience. He claimed to have taught classes at the University of Berlin, which he painted as a mix between an earthly paradise and an anarchist playground. He told us how Feuerstelle would be the focal point of a new movement for the children of the fatherland. He told us that we were special. We ate up, of course, we were kids. For those of us in the inner sanctum, Harrow would share even more. He had power the likes of which I had never seen. Not my father's drunken fists or my own childish experiments, but genuine, incredible power. He said that it came from the horned god, an ancient deity that he venerated, alright? He knew about my latent abilities right away, and he offered to teach me. Naturally, I accepted. I've heard of the Horned God. His followers have a poor reputation, especially among women. Any bad reputation that they might have gained is well-deserved, but there was more to it than that, as you'll see. Hang with me, Noswhistle. Rough waters ahead. Is going to get rapey? Okay. So I became Harrow's apprentice. He taught me to channel magic and summon spirits. He taught me rituals and pagan traditions, Machiavellian philosophy, and Nietzschean ethics. Above all, he taught me to connect with his horned god. And through it, I learned power and arrogance, and it was all downhill from there. For the next few years, I lived at Feuerstelle as Harrow's enforcer and right-hand girl. I was also his sometimes wife and concubine, but that was a distinction that I shared with all of the girls in the commune, including my beloved Marta. I came to learn that she'd been in this long before she met me, but by that point I didn't care. I'd embraced the rules of living. I was Harrow's creature. Through and through, I didn't ask questions, and I walked the path that was in front of me. Other fun facts about those years: I learned cruelty. I had power now, and my new idol encouraged me to use it. Harrow did the same. Any children who didn't pull their weight were subjected to my tender mercies, and I was anything but tender. I took what I wanted rather than asking for it. I liked it. It was fun. I also came to learn that Harrow's horned god was not the icon first worshipped by throwback cults across Germany. It was certainly a god with horns, but it came from an altogether different tradition. Care to hazard a guess? I want to hear you say it. Satan, Lucifer, Old Scratch. In the magically active community, we refer to it as the adversary. Whatever you choose to call it, it's every bit as bad as it sounds. So my idol, the ancient deity that was feeding me my power, was the antithesis of everything that is right and good, and you know what? I didn't care. In our time together, Harrow and I committed more atrocities than I could count at this point. I was onto all of his tricks. I knew that Feuerstelle was nothing more than a honey trap, carefully designed to lure local children into my master's clutches. I knew that the kids who seemed resistant to Harrow's brainwashing techniques wound up fertilizing the garden. I knew that Harrow's entire manifesto was bullshit, and I knew that through it all, Harrow and the adversary were laughing because I was laughing right there beside them. Probably more right there under them, but whatever. I don't want to pin the blame for my decisions on anyone but me. That said, I would like to posit that my father's connection to the Kreuzritters might have held play into my willingness to serve the adversary. In my warped, indoctrinated little brain, I equated the church with evil, so the opposite of that I figured had to be, well, if not good, then at least not totally bad. But I was kidding myself, of course. My new deity was the very definition of bad, serving it made me bad, end of story. Alright. I disagreed with you, Glory. I don't think that any of this is your... Nah, that's not true. Number 2's like really judgy. I can't really agree. I don't really agree with either of these. I can't understand because I don't think me or necessarily my character fully gets Glory's predicament because we didn't live her life. And I'm not like beyond sympathy for Glory either. And I still think she's responsible for her actions. So I disagree with all of these, but this is the least not true. Number 1, I guess, is the least not true. That's big of you, Nose Whistle. I genuinely mean that. Glory takes a moment to steal something. Continues on. One day Harrow invited me on a field trip to Stuttgart. She's going to kill her family. Over the years that I was at Feuerstelle, the commune had easily doubled in size. It was thriving, all thanks to the efforts of Marta and the girls like her. Harrow would send the girls out to neighboring cities to lure in the street kids that nobody would miss. He targeted children because they were easy to indoctrinate and because nothing makes the adversary happier than the corruption of the innocent. As we drove out to pick up the new recruits, I was already planning ahead. It was a foregone conclusion that I would pay my father a visit. The irony of a group of Kreuzritters getting immolated by a genuine servant of the actual devil tickled me to no end, so when Harrow stopped to fill up on diesel, I hopped out of the van and headed out on my foot to my parents' place. Harrow wasn't overly concerned about my absence. I had long since reached the point where I could assert my autonomy, and he knew that I'd be back. I wound up at my folks' house sometime around noon. I could hear the adversary whispering in my ear, telling me what to do. I'd long since learned to listen to its voice. It always rewarded me with extra power when I did its bidding. It told me to knock, so I did. As the door opened, I could feel a torrent of flames welling up in my astral plane all around me. It told me to channel them into the doorway, into my father, so I did, and she kills her mom. Yep. Of course, the person who opened the door wasn't my father, it was my mother. As I watched her flesh blacken and melt, as I heard her scream and broke into hysterics, I had the adversary laugh. In that moment, I realized it was laughing at me. I'm not going to be a dick. Tragic but predictable is... And saw that coming. I did see that coming. That's totally honest. But that's real shitty. So I'll just say I'm so sorry. And Glory nods, a grim expression on her delicate face. Thanks, we're almost to the end now. Thanks for sticking with me. It was like a lever had been pulled. All at once, the bubble popped. I wasn't a powerful servant of the adversary. I was not Harrow's #1 girl. I was a ridiculous little fool who willingly tied her soul to the worst thing in existence. Realizing all of this, one thing, actually fixing it was something else entirely. I knew that I had to get away from Harrow. That was the first thing to do, so I bit my lip and did my best to ignore the happy babble of the new recruits on the trip back to Forestdale, and I managed to get through the ride without screaming. Once we were back at the commune, I broke into Harrow's safe, stole all the commune's resources, and ran. I don't know when Harrow realized what I'd done, or whether he even cared. All that I know is that nobody came after me, so I kept running and running until I got to Berlin. Getting past the wall was fairly simple. You know how easy it is to obtain falsified papers. The biggest obstacle that I faced during my flight was the adversary itself. I could run from Harrow, but how do you run from something that's tied to your own soul? And meat. Yeah. I'm not going to say, oh god, glory. I mean, I guess that makes sense for me as a shaman. Because, like, I'm probably against, like, flaying your essence and shit, but... Number 2's a little gross. I have a feeling that I know. Look in Glory's eyes is heartbreaking. She gives you another curt, grim nod. I walked into the office of the first street doc I could find, pointed at all of the biggest, bulkiest pieces of cyberware they had on display, and told them to put them into me. He tried to upsell me on better merchandise, arguing that I was asking for was old and inefficient. Why did he even carry it then? Better suited to be installed in a museum than in a body. He told me that I'd be shredding my essence and that once it was gone, I'd never be able to get it back. I stuck to my guns. After all, shredding my essence was the whole point. I figured that was exactly what was going on. Because because I astrally perceived her in the beginning of the game, so... Glory looks up at you, her eyes are sunken and hollow, and the aura of loss about her is palpable. She looks like a woman who's been through hell. That's all for now, Nosewhistle. You've heard the tale, you know why I am the way I am, you know the things I've done and how much I have to atone for. You still want my company, fine. If I've lost your friendship, I understand that too, but for now I need to be alone. Alright. Alright. Talk to Diet Rich. I know that it's not, but whatever. Hey again, boss, you need something? I was thinking about what you told me earlier. You said your idol was going... I don't know why I'm feeling so jovial. That story was so shitty. I don't know. I said that something about you told me earlier. You said that your idol was going to make you pick a fight you couldn't win. He shrugs. It's about to happen eventually. Probably sooner rather than later. Something you could do to stop that from happening. Well, I suppose I could refuse, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea, especially not now. Remember, boss, the Dragon Slayer is where my magic comes from. If I turn away from him, you'll believe that he'll turn away from me. Besides which, I don't even know if I can refuse him anymore. He's been with me for so long, I don't know where he stops and I begin. He grins at you. Don't worry about me, boss. I've known that this was coming for my entire life, and when it happens, I'll go down in a blaze of glory, the likes of which you can't even imagine. That's a promise. The updates on Alexander. And then new boss, he's adjusting. It's going to take some time, alright? You're of an organization called the Lodge. Lodge? He freezes up. Boss, do you mean the Black Lodge? I don't know. Maybe Lodge was all that I heard. Let me describe them to you, and you can tell me if what I'm saying fits. Shadowy, powerful, secretive as hell, with deep pockets and a penchant for hiding the truth, they conduct all of their business through dupes and go-betweens. You just sideways glance to sound about right. That's them in a nutshell, yeah. Well, if it's them and whoever you're talking about, I ain't saying it is, then I'd advise you stay away from them. Stay far, far away, and whatever you do, don't take their money. If you do, they'll own you. Dietrich, I have something to tell you. Just then. Dietrich, I have something to tell you. If you're about to say what I think you are, don't. I don't want to know. Well, tell me that you've heard about the Black... Well, tell me what you've heard about this Black Lodge, then I need to know. Well, the story is that the Black Lodge is the mother of all conspiracies. Supposedly, they've been around for hundreds of years, and they've been practicing magic since well before the Awakening. Impossible, I know, but I believe it. I mean, you can practice magic. It doesn't mean it works. That's the thing, yeah. You ever heard of the Masons, the Knights Templar, the Bavarian Illuminati? They were all puppets of the Black Lodge. None of them knew who they were working for, but the Lodge was there pulling the strings. They always have been, and they still are today. That's the story. Practicing magic before the Awakening, that's ridiculous. I don't know what world you live in, boss, but in my world, ridiculous things happen every day. Anyway, that's the story. Believe it or don't. Your choice. You already know what I think. Thoughts about the last run you'd like to share? Another thing, wasn't it? That run made me glad that I don't have to spend a lot of time in hospitals, I'll tell you that much, alright? There wasn't a single aspect of that building that didn't make me feel uneasy. Or corporation, he paused for a minute. That's an interesting idea. If it were big enough and heinous enough, he might be satisfied. I never tried to bargain or negotiate with the Dragonslayer before. I'm not sure how I feel about it, and I don't know how he'd take it either. The Dragonslayer doesn't like to be questioned, and his temper's even shorter than mine. But I'll tell you what, boss, I'll think about it. Alright. News. Alright. Frau Müller should be on her way, but before you go to the meeting site, I have news. Tell me what is it. Trouble at the U-Bahn. Somebody set up an ambush. What's occurring on? Truth be told, I've been expecting that something like this might happen. I'm glad you made it alive. PDA, one of the attackers dropped this. And it'll take the PDA from you and examines it. Yes, yes. Should be able to extract some information from this. Give me a moment. He plugs the PDA into his computer and goes to work a few minutes later. He lets out a grunt of dismay. Well, nose whistle. I was able to recover a file, but unfortunately that's all that I'll ever be able to pull off of this thing. All that anyone will, truth be told. It fucking broke. Must have been running some kind of counter-intrusion software. The instant that I gained access, it bricked itself. Angela disconnects the useless PDA and drops it to the ground. It clatters to a rest on the metal floor. One whole file. Nice job, Paul. Is that sarcastic? What did you manage to pull off of it? A comm file. The audio is all here, but it looks like we've only got video from one side of the conversation. Let's see what we have. He opens the file and a nightmarishly familiar face appears on the screen. Ah, there we go. Batchmeyer. It's Bachmeyer. Aldrin here. What's your status? Target acquired, sir. You were right. We spotted him on the U-Bahn, just like you said, probably on his way to a job. As per your instructions, we're going to try to take him out on his way back. He'll be more vulnerable that way, hopefully injured and low on ammo too, but only time will tell. Good man, proceed as instructed. Will do. Kosman is rigging up an ambush right in the spot now. We'll try to make it quick. Send me a comm when the job is done. Aldrin out. Well, our scarred friend makes an appearance. Nose whistle. I suspect the Green Winter's predictions are coming true. I believe that Feuerschwinge is behind this. That's all patent exterior. You can feel. Be on your guard. You and the rest of your team. You made it through this attack relatively unscathed, but next time you might not be so lucky. At least we have a name to put on the face of it. That's not all we have. As I was saying when you first walked in, I have been productive as well. I was able to uncover some new evidence in your absence, and coincidentally enough, that evidence pertains to our scarred friend. You might recall that I said I'd dig into Audrin's skin grafts. Well, ew. That's gross. Why would you dig into his skin grafts? Well, I did, and that search has finally borne fruit. This is all kind of gross. Now I'm thinking he has, like, pustules and... Anyway, one of my contacts outside of Berlin handles the paperwork for private hospitals all across Germany. It's a dull, boring job, but it does have its perks. Amsel opens a file on this computer. A medical chart opens up on the screen. As it turns out, our scarred friend's skin grafts were performed at a legitimate hospital, after all. And I don't have biotech, so... because I'm an idiot. I literally have 0 intelligence right now. Some good news for once. What did they say? Well, they're rather light on identifying information. Our friend's name is listed as Max Mustermann, the local equivalent of John Doe. Why would he be explaining that to another German? Why would one German speaker be explaining that to another German speaker? All right, but they do cover his injuries in great detail. Audrin's injuries were extensive. He had 2 broken ribs and a shattered pelvis, and he had sustained third-degree burns over 60% of his body. Most damningly of all, he was suffering from acute radiation poisoning. His body had absorbed over 5,000 millisieverts of ionizing radiation, a lethal dose without treatment. The information dries up at this point. We know that he was treated and discharged, but what happened afterward remains a mystery. Your thoughts? Hold nothing back. I like to hear everything that comes to mind. He definitely... How do I know what dragon fire is? I mean, there aren't a lot of dragons, and they do a lot more ruling than burning right now, so, yeah. Time in the socks. Agreed. 5,000 millisieverts is a lot of exposure. Short of basking in the glow of an unshielded reactor, I don't know how he'd have absorbed that much ionizing radiation without spending time in the socks. Alright, so Audrin was heavily rained, most likely from time spent in the socks. What else does this tell you? Well, those burns sound like dragon fire, but the fire wing burned Audrin. Probably because they made a deal, or he's like scared of her, I'm guessing. And that he is serving her. Okay, not working, serving. Alright, yeah. Oh, Green Winter's second DVD, he mentioned that there is a cult within the Socks that worships the Fire Wing, the Disciples of the Clanging Fire. I believe that Audrin belongs to this cult. That's bad news. There's nothing more dangerous than a zealot. My thoughts exactly. A hireling can sometimes be bribed or reasoned with. A pawn can be liberated, but the Firewing soldiers look upon her as a goddess figure. Nothing short of killing her will deter them, and that might not stop them. So it's possible that Audrin's a dragon cultist. This seems to fit with much of the other information that we've covered. Any other red flags jump out at you? The hospital couldn't ID Audrin. Either somebody covered his tracks for him, or he was living completely off the grid. Indeed, if Audrin were a denizen of the Socks, a glowpunk, his lack of identifying information would make sense. It's a working theory at any rate. So to sum up, Audrin has probably spent time in the Socks. It's possible that he even lived there as a member of the Foreshwinger's Dragon Cult, and he is after you. In my mind, all of this reinforces one fact. We need to find Vauclair, and we need to do it fast. The hell with it. I mean, that would make sense considering how retarded my character is. Wait, how does that follow? Okay. Agreed. Good. That's all the more reason to gather Alice's fee as quickly as possible. There's a buzzing sound from Paul's wrist. He lifts his hand to look at his PDA, and as luck would have it, Frau Mueller has arrived. Best of luck at the meeting. Nose whistle, remember, this is urgent. We need that money. I'm on it. I guess we could get Blitz to turn tricks for us. He might make good money. I don't know. To tell you that something is gnawing at him. Alright. Oh, hoy, Nose whistle, what you need? What's going on, Blitz? Well, Chief, I hate to admit it, but I might be in a little bit of trouble here. Go on. Well, you remember those creditors I told you about? The ones who loaned me all that money? Not really, I wasn't paying attention. Yes? Yeah, well, as it turns out, some of them are a little less forgiving than I thought they were. Keep talking. Well, one in particular seems to have taken things kind of personally. How personally are we talking here? I got a package in the mail. It had somebody's thumbs in it. Thumbs, alright. Yeah, thumbs. They came in a cigar box. Packed in salt. I have no idea who they belong to. I am pretty sure that they meant to convey some sort of message. Really? You think so? Am I being a smartass? That's hard. I can't tell if I'm being a smartass in number 2. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I don't want to lose my thumbs, Chief. I like my thumbs. I think that I need to pay this guy back. Luckily, I've got a plan. I know how to get myself out of the hot water with Meat Grinder. I've got it all spec'd out. Let me get this straight. You took a loan from somebody named Meat Grinder. Hey, Chief, come on. I feel bad enough about this already. There's no need to rub it in. I mean, like I was saying, I can make it all right again, but I need your help to do it. I'm listening. Well, there's this group out in Dragonfall. They call themselves the Landenberg Ring. They're a financial crime organization, and there's a lot of bad blood between them and Meat Grinder's operation. So he is going to get Meat Grinder killed. See, kids, this is the lesson. You don't pay off your debt. Just kill the people you owe money to. That's take lessons from Blitz. Does this look like a man who's made mistakes in his life? Anyway, back when I was running with the Schwarze Herzen, I laid out the groundwork for a hit on the Landenberg Ring. I was never able to make good on it, though for some reason none of the other gangers ever volunteered to help out. With your help, I could okay, all right, I could steal enough money for them to cover my debt. See, even better than murder, stealing. All right, don't take that literally. I can steal enough money from them to cover my debt, and I get myself back into Meat Grinder's good graces in the process. That just means he's gonna... Like, the loan sharks generally don't want you to pay all your money back. They generally just want to own you so they can keep pimping you for more and more money. Is what I've been led to believe. So, alright. So what do you think? A quick run, just you and me, with me in the Matrix, and you as my man on the crowd. On the ground, we hit them, satisfy my debt, and I laugh about it on our way back home. Sound like a plan? Things like this. Alright. I'd be interested in this, depending on my cut of the profits, that is. Chief, there won't be any profits, at least not for us. The money that we suck out of this place has to go to the Dragonfall. Ah, shit! Oh, come on, Chief, as I've never stuck my neck out for you. Hell, that's all I've been doing since I got here, and this is... yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'll be a good boss. Alright, thanks, Chief. And yeah, you're right, I do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some last-minute stuff to take care of before we get started. No sweat, Blitz. Feature of the Yukon, I won't say there's no sweat. There's... double plus good sweat. I don't know. Oh, no, not as such, Chief. I won't be physically going to Dragonfall. I've seen enough of that place for one lifetime. I'll be jacking it from a terminal that I set up here in the Kreuzbauser. Alright. Is he fucking me over? Is this a plan to get me captured? Is this because he's the most outsidery of our group? Because like we just sort of met him and then hired him, so you know. Because he said it's just him and me. Why? Why can't it be more people? Alright. Well, I mean, the plot rails won't kill me, so alright. Thanks again. I'm gonna try buying more spells before I get the fuck out of here. Absinthe. No, not you. Excuse me, I have work to do. Yeah. Why is she standing behind the fucking counter if she's not the person you buy shit from? That's just so counterintuitive. Then you're buying. Alright. Alright, Conjuring. Haste 3. Mana Charge. Fag. Area. Consumables. I got 25. I might just look at what else is for sale. Oh, I can't run through there. That's annoying. Alright, dancing person. You get money. Alright, Gunnery Metbach. Alright, what can I buy? An old school. Outfits. Armored vest with plates. +1 close combat. I won't use that. I can grab 5 HP. HP. Clears 5 HP. Dodge 1 move speed. Just 1 dodge. I mean, weapons. Can't matter with money for that. Yeah, that's... This would be good for Dietrich. I mean... There is one other piece of cyberware that doesn't cost... Come on. that doesn't cost any essence. But I don't think... Yeah, he doesn't have it, at least not right now. There's one thing I might buy. If he has it. Because shamans have options as to what their primary... No, he doesn't have it. I guess it's good that I picked the Fairlight Excalibur. Alright. Alright, I have to talk with fucking Framula. Alright, make me waste my fucking time. More than I waste my own time. And your time. It's a Lacudware. As you press your way through the cozy, smoke-filled confines of Cafe Kejve, I still have no idea how to pronounce that because I don't think that's German. I have to cite a Frau Müller. She appears, as Amsel described her, an impressive-looking woman of Ostlander descent. With coffee-colored skin and dark wavy hair, everything about her screams corporate executive, from her expensive-looking suit to her tastefully understated makeup. She's obviously nervous, but she's hiding it well. Well, how is she obviously nervous if she's hiding it well? Because if she's hiding it well, it shouldn't be obvious. Writer? It's confusing. She locks eyes with you, but hesitates only slightly before speaking. Nose whistle, I presume. Herr Amsel told me that I could meet you here. He wasn't lying. He said you had a job for me. She holds her silence for a moment, then nods. Yes, yes, I do. In truth, I'm in desperate need of your help. Tell me what you need, Frau Müller. An assumed name, obviously. Yeah, that's how it fucking works, okay? Shadowrunners, assumed names. Everything's in code, okay? Assumed name, obviously, but I have been told that this is how you people do business. She's straightened. From my accent, you've no doubt inferred that I'm an Astlaner. Further, you may have guessed who I work for. As technology, I'd assume. I've been with the company for over a decade. In that time, I've worked on all manner of projects, from the innocuous to the obscene. My hands have touched it all. Never once did I question the wisdom of our research. Never once did I consider blowing the whistle on my employers. I kept my nose down, worked hard, and excelled at the tasks set before me. Go on, please. Last month, I was transferred here from my home in Tenochtitlan. They told me that an employee of my caliber was needed in Berlin, and that I would be working on a project with wide-reaching applications. The only other detail that I was given was the name of the project, Bloodline. That doesn't sound good. The eye, for the first time, you can see the cracks in her composure. She'd be doing a good job of hiding it, but deep down, this woman is terrified. I've seen many terrible things in my life, Nose Whistle. In Tenochtitlan, blood magic is commonplace. Take a moment to imagine what that means. Bad shit. Why would the code name... I guess maybe the code name is being translated. I just assumed it would not be in English. Like, it would either be in Spanish or whatever the preferred lingua franca of as technology is, if it's not Spanish. Anyway, in the underground markets, people are bought and sold as chattel. Street children are rounded up and bled like lambs. I witnessed all of these things by the age of 12. Seeing such things, it changes you, makes you numb. But what I found when I arrived here was worse. This project, it horrifies me, Nose Whistle, and it must be stopped. Tell me everything you know about Bloodline. The less that you know, the better for both of us. You just have to trust me on that. You need to know only that it is evil, and that it is not a word, and that is not a word that I use lightly. You expect me to stop it. Knowing what it entails, you have to understand. You have to understand, Frau Muller, I can't accept a job without knowing what it entails. Of course not. Your job will be relatively simple. I want you to bring the building down. Alright. That should be sufficient. The computers, the research data, the mages and scientists that are working to bring about this abomination. I want all of them burned to ash and buried in rubble. No compromises and no exceptions. I'm sure that you have unanswered questions. I'm not in the habit of dealing with Shadowrunners. In truth, I've spent the majority of my career living in fear of you people. But I do know that you're the only ones who can get this done. So tell me, Nose Whistle, is there anything more that you need to hear from me, or are you ready to take a decision? What can you tell me about building security? Expected to be tight, in addition to their standard security team, as technology has taken out a knight-errant high threat response team. Contract to protect the building. Corporate doesn't seem to mind. Contracting a competitor for emergency response services. That should give you some indication as to the uniqueness of this project. At any rate, I believe that I've come up with a solution to the knight-errant problem. I'll discuss the matter with your Herr Amsel if you decide to take the job. I'm not a demolitions expert. Frau Muller, how do you expect me to level a building? You don't need to. All that you'll need is a competent decker. Well, I have that. The facility is powered by a number of on-site generators. There are safeguards in place to prevent them from overloading. In the event of a power spike, this system is designed to shut itself down, but I know how you can disable those safeguards. Once the generators begin to overload, you'll have a limited time to reach a safe distance. The explosion will be quite catastrophic. I feel like she's either going to say, for number 2, I feel like she'll either say, well, there are no innocent people in that building, or whatever's in there is just so fucking bad, it's worth killing a couple people, especially considering she's killed innocent people before. You tell all this to him. I had to meet you in person to look into your eyes and see the man behind the name. Now that I have done so, I am sure you are the one that I need. Naturally, I will send any further information about the job to Herr Amsel, provided, of course, that you accept. Alright, fine. I should ask about this. What about any innocent people in the building? None of us are innocent, Nose Whistle. But if you need to salve your conscience, rest assured that at the hour of your approach, the only personnel authorized to be on this site will be security and senior members of the research team, and I assure you neither are innocent in this matter. If Bloodline Project reaches completion, nobody will be safe ever again. So super magic, super evil. Alright. I'm guessing it involves, maybe it involves, I don't know. This sounds like hyperbole, I know, but it isn't. The Bloodline Project will lead to countless deaths. I am certain enough of this. I'm certain enough of this to hire you, despite the fact that doing so will probably cost me my own life. That's not compensation. 36,000 new yen. As I told you, Herr Emsel. That's what I have allocated for the job. That's fair. It's better than fair. I've done my homework, Nose Whistle. I've reached a decision. Yes, and I'll take the job. In that case, it's a deal. I can tell you how relieved I am, Nose Whistle. Thank you for helping me to bring this nightmare to an end. I will iron out the remaining details with your Herr Amzo. He'll want to talk this over with you anyway, I'm sure. You're a good man, Nose Whistle. You are saving more lives than you know. I'm not really a good person. I just happen to be the right asshole in the right place at the right time. Edinburgh brings bank and Dragonfall and clear Blitz's debt. And can I literally not bring anybody else? Drogakepe. It'd be a high up on anybody's list of places to avoid, but that's where you're headed, and you're going there alone this time. The last time that you saw Blitz, he was carting his portable terminal over to the Cafe Kesve, presumably so that he could do his decking in the most comfortable environment possible. Like everything else related to Drogakepe, the U-Bahn train that services it is in poor repair. The car that you're riding stinks like a chemical toilet on a hot day. On the what's a chemical toilet? I don't know. On the floor near the doorway, you catch sight of a trampled lump of tattered fur. The longer you stare at it, the more convinced you become that you're looking at the remains of a long-dead squirrel. The train rumbles to a stop, and the doors slide open. Time to get this over with. I guess I probably could have bought something, but whatever. Purchased. Bought is not a word. I need to stop saying that. Game auto-saved. Stepping out of the U-Bahn tunnel, you once again find yourself in the squalid alleys of Drogakepe. The place is a pit. Piles of waste, human and otherwise, litter the streets. The gutted husks of commercial buildings stand hollow and empty all around you. Your comlink crackles to life, and you can hear the distant sounds of Cafe Kesve, merriment, laughter, the clink of silver on china. Bliss's voice cuts in a second later. Hey, Chief, ready to do this thing. Yeah, say, Blitz, I've got a question for you. Yeah? You hear a slurping sound, presumably Blitz taking a sip of steaming hot soy calf. The only steam that you can see out here is your own breath condensing the frigid night air. What's up? There's the log. Well, you recognize the fact that I needed your help, and then you volunteered because you're a good leader. Damn right I am. Remember that. You owe me for this, man. Yeah, Chief, I will. Alright. Why alone? That's the one thing. Like, even him... That's the one thing that's making me suspicious of his ass. Is, like... That he's like, no. Like... Alright. A plain-looking man in a fancy suit taps away at his PDA. He's an older guy, probably in his late 50s, in the filth-strewn streets of Dragonfall. He stands out like a sore thumb. At the sound of your approach, he stops what he's doing and shifts his gaze to you. Nose whistle, right? That might be who's asking. My name is Hassenkamp. I'm Mr. Grinder's accountant. What a remarkable coincidence. Mr. Grinder sent me to ensure that the money transfer goes according to plan. When you enter the building, I'm going in with you. Did you know anything about this, Blitz? No, Chief. If I did, I'd have told you, okay? Wait. That's a double contraction right there. Blitz, I'm very ashamed of you. Your pal left Mr. Grinder a message about an hour ago. He had a complete breakdown of your plan, including which door I would use to meet you. He did, huh? He did, huh? Well, it wasn't like that. I mean, yeah, I ran the plan by Grinder, but I had to do that. I mean, it wouldn't have made sense to go on the run without making sure that it had his blessing, would it? How could I even be sure that this would get me out of the hook if I didn't ask? Yeah, I'm getting increasingly suspicious that Blitz is trying to fuck me over. Blitz, you should have run this before me. Run this by before. Yeah, Chief, you're probably right about that. Sorry. But in my own defense, I didn't expect Grinder to send his accountant to shed you. That's a new one on me. Blitz doesn't come off to me as a complete psychopath. He would probably be looking nervous or guilty if he was intending on fucking me over. But, I don't know. I hate to interrupt, but if you two are finished, I'd like to get this show on the road. I want to get back home before my grandkids go to bed. Let's get the door open so we can get inside. You got it, Chief. Heading inside, this won't take 5 seconds. He's probably more than an accountant. Oh shit, there's a lot to do here. Blitz must survive. Unlock the alleyway entrance. Huh. Gatekeeper, I see. You have to talk to it, I guess. Basic matrix attack. A gatekeeper IC program stands impassively, waiting to challenge all newcomers. Visitor identity unknown. Please present security code string. Let's hear. Override security access. Root command. Trapdoor. Here's a brief pause and the IC flashes twice. Access granted. Yeah, that's what I thought. All you have to do is talk code now, I guess. Or talk fucking commands. A piece of Watcher IC turns, flashing angrily. A rapid fire sequence of lights pulsing out a warning. Keep away. Check my credentials with your friend back there. Go on, I can wait. Secondary security verification approved. Super user status verified. Inquiry, how may I help you today? Just step aside, pal. I'm in a rush. Proceed and have a pleasant day. Don't mind if I do. We're gonna have to fight our way through here. Shit's gonna go south, and inspect. Main systems hardware firewall. All right. And that should do it, Chief. You're good to head on inside. The main server should be just ahead. A shocking display of competence from the red-haired disaster. That's what Mr. Grinder calls you. Your pal, by the way. You know, rip around these parts for some strange reason. All of his friends keep dying. Yep, they're... I feel like we're gonna be made to think that Blitz is fucking us over, and then he doesn't fuck us over, and it turns out it's something else. Don't listen to this asshole, Chief. You shouldn't even be here. I don't know, he's kind of growing on me. Hate to burst your bubble, but I'm not overly enthusiastic about either of you, so let's just get this over with, alright? Fine by me. Need to know, Blitz? Yeah, I've hit the first firewall in here. I'll need you to get in there and install the bypass for me. Got it. We'll go find a terminal. Enter bank. No, alright. Oh, damn. I just went in there with... desk drawers. This place is a dump. The top drawer of this desk is full of slender plastic rods. Cred sticks, hundreds of them. Cred sticks. You sink your hand into a drawer of loose cred sticks and fish out a fistful. The plastic is slick and pleasant to the touch as you withdraw your... Hasenkamp chuckles. They're all blank. You don't think that the Landenberg ring would have leave them in an unlocked drawer if they had money on them, do you? Or to check. Check. You try to initiate transfer between one of the cred sticks from the desk and the one in your pocket. Sure enough, this from the desk is blank, so is the next one to try, and the next. Told you so. Now can we keep moving, or do you want to test every cred stick in that drawer? Well, it could hurt. That was a rhetorical question, genius. Come on, Noswell, let's keep moving. What's in this door? Yeah, he wouldn't be here if... Yep, he is cybered out. Hydraulic jack Mark 1. Two cyber arms. Basics. And a laser designator. Got a pretty hefty... He's got pretty hefty shit. Gray skin. He's got biotech. He's throwing weapons. He can shoot. Yeah, he's not at all who we're led to believe he is initially. This garbage can hasn't been emptied in a while. When you lift the lid, you find the bin full to overflowing with crumpled up paper and disused office stationery. Dig through the trash. You know, we really don't have time for this. Hang on a second. There could be something useful in here. I'm not sure that we're on the same page here. We should probably hash this out now and save ourselves some time. the job. Here we are to fetch the money that your friend owes to Mr. Grinder. That means that we aren't here to dig through garbage, pails, or steal office supplies. You know, what you're doing right now could actually be described as a waste of time. I mean, it's all part of the job. This is ridiculous. You're on a run with a deadline and you're rooting around a trash can. It happens more than you'd think. Like it's gonna take. Alright, fine, do your thing, but make it quick. Most of the waste in here comes in the form of old bank statements. Apparently somebody in the Landenberg ring has been using the backs of the statements as scratch paper. The third handful of trash that you liberate from the bin contains a note that catches your eye. From the desk of John Bergfalk. Where did you store that stuff, man? That juice that you were passing around, that stuff was unreal. I'm serious, man. I haven't been that high since grad school. When you get your hands on more, you let me know. What do you think of this, Hasenkampf? Well, let's see. Apparently a man named A scored some juice, and it was really unreal stuff. So what do I make of it? A couple of things. One, the Landenberg ring has some real fuck-ups on its payroll, and two, you're wasting our time. Of the two, I'm more upset about the second because it involves you keeping me here in the cesspool longer than I need to be. Does that answer your question? Yeah, it does. It's just a silly question. Medical supplies. Alright. Desk. Search the desk. Oh, for Christ's sake, here we go again. You gotta take long, don't worry. I'm not worried about, I'm irritated, but fine. Whoever do your thing, just do it fast, okay? You got it. Rummaging through the desk, you find an old-fashioned binder stuffed with cheap paper. Leafing through the pages, you discover what appears to be a business plan. Apparently, the Landenberg ring is in the process of opening a string of payday loan centers across Drogenkippe. Hey, Hasenkamp, what does Grinder think about this? Isn't money lending his racket? Yeah, these Landenberg pricks have been a tick on his ass for years now. Suckling away at the revenues that should be lining his pockets. Bad business all around. Thankfully, we're going to recover at least a little of that cash tonight. And speaking of which, just a second, I'm almost done. The back of the binder, you find a note scrawled on a slip of scrap paper. Plots. I have a real and pressing concern about this silent partner that you've brought on for the loan center scheme. We don't need him. I keep saying it, but nobody listens. Call me JB. And I do who this plots guy is. Hasenkamp. Miserable son of a bitch. I had to share an office with that man for he cuts himself short. Never mind, you don't need to know. The plot thickens. Alright. Okay, I have to get in there physically. Alright. Door console. The door is locked. There's a small keypad, a keycard reader, and a comm panel. Use the comm panel. Use like a frightened animal. Speaker. Who the hell are you, and why are you leaning on the goddamn door buzzer? This is a show of tremendous quality that you recognize instantly. This guy is running a stim high. You're sure of it. Stay quiet. Stupid thing must be busted again. I can't deck worth shit. Let me show you. I have Turkish coffee that I don't think I can use for anything. Cancel. There's a noise of odor amidst the chaos of the rest of the building. Papers and chips are stacked neatly or filed by name and date. There's even an old-fashioned coffee mug filled with a random assortment of graphite pencils and ink. What's an old-fashioned coffee mug? What's different about a new-fashioned coffee mug? I don't know. Huh, this desk is actually organized. Must belong to somebody in management. Well, that and an employee with OCD. Should I assure that too? Either way, we should keep moving. Time's a-wasting. Fine, whatever, just make it quick. Take a stack of papers. You've discovered a compilation of financial reports. Each report details the fiscal health of a small corporation, taken as a whole. A picture of a small business across the whole of Germany. Each corp in the pile seems to have an interesting, innovative project underway. Unfortunately, all are also in dire financial straits, and at least half of them are teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Despite the corporation's impending insolvency, the file suggests buying heavily into all of them. Apparently, the Landenberg's ring sources have led them to believe that all of these corporations are on the verge of being acquired by a single megacorp, but the file doesn't say which one. Financial crime ring is involved in insider trading. Shocking. Now, can we move on, please? Check the drawers. Alright, both the drawers are neatly stocked with stationery supplies, but nothing interesting turns up. The topmost drawer is locked. Leave the drawer alone. The drawer, step back. You sure? Maybe there are some nice binder clips in there for you to play with, or a staple remover for you to steal. Really? Take another look. Where can I say that? Let's go. Terminal. And the screen is still active. Albert. Alright. Trips. Admin. No, damn it. Admin. Pass. God damn it. Click on the thing. Password. Nope. You can probably find it later. Pick up. And 3. Run around. I might use this. Vent. To fit a drone through. Leave it alone, because I can't drone. Shit. Mission items. No. Nothing. Then how do we type in shit without a keyboard? No. Okay, the only thing I can think of right now is piss that guy off. Because if there's anything I've learned in my life, it's that I should never keep my goddamn mouth shut. What the hell? Whoever you are, you better knock it off, I swear. Ah, calm down, it's me, Albert. Albert, you don't sound like Albert. I have a cold. Open the door. You know you're not supposed to be in here, not after what happened last time. You only gotten our one and only warning, remember? All the good stuff in my bag. The good stuff, you mean like the juice? Well, okay, maybe just a sip or two. A thunk, alright. Who the hell are you? I want to kill him. That's so much fun. Key card. Now, can I open any of this other shit with that key card? Oh, I missed this. How did I miss that? I feel silly. You find a leaf of blanking information. The data in this paperwork all points to Meat Grinder and contains a long list of financial transactions and known associates. The whole thing is enclosed in a manila file folder labeled Plots. For once, Hasenkamp doesn't complain about the detour when he sees the information in front of you. He stops dead in his tracks. Jorgen Plotz. He's the leader of the Landenberg Ring. I had to share an office with that miserable son of a bitch for 5 years before we went our separate ways. He's the greediest, most narcissistic piece of work that I've ever met, and I work for a loan shark. I'd imagine he's not a huge fan of you either. No, he's not. Anyway, in the end, it doesn't matter. Mr. Grinder will get paid, and Plotz is going to write the check. Records be here. To steal from him, most likely, but these records, they don't make any sense. Care to explain that to the rest of us? I know Mr. Grinder's books. I tend them for him, and I'm telling you, what I'm seeing in here doesn't add up. In what way? I'm seeing projections for future profits in here that run way outside the scope of what our organization brings in annually. I don't know how Plot's got his hands on this information, but it couldn't be any more wrong. Maybe there's something going on that you don't know about. Could Grinder be working a deal under your nose? Something he wants to keep you insulated from, maybe? No, no way. That would be financial suicide. Mr. Grinder is good at intimidating people and breaking kneecaps when it comes to keeping the business running. I'm the man that he turns to. Have been for a dozen years. When you're done with the run. Yeah. Maybe I should. Curious what this is. Blitz. Nope. Jürgen. Nah, goddammit. Type. Jürgen. Nope. He's one of those smart people that doesn't actually use a word for their password. Actually, can I get over here? The interface of this console has been locked. Peering around behind the terminal, you find an absolute rat's nest of tangled cables running between it and the servers. Blitz, there's an awful lot of cables back here. And come on, Chief, it's not that complicated. They're running a hardware firewall. You find it installed on the main matrix line just before it reaches the server. He sniffs. Kid stuff, really? For Christ's sakes, quit printing and walk him through it. Hate to say it, but he's right. If you want me to get you around the firewall, you're going to have to give me instructions. Alright, Chief, I'll take you through the steps. First, find the main matrix line. It'll be the heavy-duty optical cable that's wired into the wall from outside. Alright? Okay, got it. Good. Now find the first box the box that cable connects into. It'll have 3 cables plugged into it, 1 power and 2 optical. Connect the ends of the bypass to the 2 optical cables. Instructions. You soon have the bypass connected. That's done. What's next? Nothing. I'm in. Was it hard now, was it? And the vault. Blitz. Alright, yeah. That's the alley door. Take bit. Yep. No activation bit. Time to go find a socket to plug in. Oh, Anna. Oh, I can't. That's shit. Confusing. Puzzles, puzzles, puzzles. Hack node. Here that you might want to take a look at. What is it? Looks a sort of persona non grata list for the Landenberg ring. Everyone on here is listed as shoot on sight. There are a lot of names here, lots of personal information too, known associates, credit history, holopics, that kind of thing. Alright, so what's interesting about that? Well, there are 3 names on this list that I recognize. One of them is mine, naturally, the Landenbergs, and the Schwarze Herzen never did get along. Another is Hasenkamp's. I'm not surprised, these bastards would just love my head on a plate. And Chief, the other one is yours. They've got a whole dossier on you. No idea where they got it from or why, but they have it. That isn't good. Welcome to the club. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't. The dossier looks like a new file. It was just uploaded about 20 minutes ago. Hang on a second. There's an attachment, so I'll send it to you. This voice falls silent a few seconds later. A brief message appears on the screen of your PDA. Plutz. Here's the intel on those unwanted guests that I warned you about. They're coming tonight. Take appropriate precautions. Another message for Plutz. I'm not surprised. He tried to micromanage everything when we worked together. Everything had to be exactly how he wanted it all the time. I can't imagine that's changed now. Well, that was very enlightening. Want me to delete the files, Chief? Please. Basically, done and done. No need to worry about that anymore. That's very, very reassuring. Thanks, Blitz. Alright. Alright. Place bit. That blocks the thing from rising, I bet. Yep. And I can unlock this one. This one. And this one. Hack node. Alright. Hey, Chief, I just cracked open a security door somewhere in your area. It might be worth checking out. Will you please tell him to concentrate on the job? We're here to settle his debt, not to hunt for souvenirs. You're a big boy, tell him yourself. But you need to... Yeah, I heard you the first time. Yeah, alright. 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 Inspect. Alright. know what that did. Don't seem to need all of them, so I bet I... Alright, you're clear into the secured area. Keep your eyes open, Chief. There's tiny chances that you might bump to some physical security from here on out. Other than the crazy guy in the server room, you mean? Yeah, other than him. You said that there wouldn't be any security in this building. Easy in, easy out, no security. That's what you told Mr. Grinder. Those were your exact words. Yeah, well, the situation has changed a bit. Look, I'm not saying that you will hit security. I'm just saying that you might hit security. So keep your eyes open and lower the next firewall, okay? Keep our eyes peeled. This is a kind of cool puzzle thingy with the dual equipment. What does this do? MGL6. Armtech MGL6. And I can use it, it looks like. Mini grenade. That is great. That is exactly what I wanted it to be. Because I love me my grenade launchers. Yeah, I still can't. It's weird I can see it from the other fucking side. Can't get into there from there. They see us. All right, open door. I think I'll call it quits for right now. It's gone on long enough.